playing quarterback in this game can bring plenty of attention. 50 years ago, Auburn's Pat Sullivan took home the Heisman Trophy. And only a select few will ever know what it's like to be the starting quarterback for the University of Alabama. Recently, I had a chance to catch up with two local legends who have a very unique perspective and bond when it comes to leading the Tide to a national championship.
Alabama trying to take the lead late in the half. Here's the snap. Pressure off the edge. Here's the throw. Mechie open. Touchdown, Alabama.
It's one of the most exclusive fraternities in all of college football. Bryce, Mac, Tua, Jalen, Coker, AJ, McElroy, and Barker. They all have a unique perspective on the brotherhood that comes with being the starting quarterback at Alabama. But for Gary and Jeff Rutledge, that takes on a completely different meaning.
Well, I was fortunate that I had Gary to look up to, and we were brothers that loved each other and played with each other and pulled for one another, even though he was older than me. And then when he went to Alabama, I was so excited for him.
The Rutledge brothers are the only siblings to start at quarterback at Alabama. Gary ran the wishbone to perfection in 1973, leading the Tide to the national championship. And Jeff anchored Coach Bryant's 1978 national championship team. Big brother Gary was an inspiration to Jeff and didn't realize it until years later.
No, at the time I didn't think about it. I was just trying to make the high school football team and trying to make the team in Alabama. So I didn't think about it much, but yes, like we said, we love each other. We're close to each other. We were then, we are now. And just to see that he surpassed me, I was so proud of him to play 14 years of pro ball, and I just like to think that I taught him everything he knew.
Jeff took everything he'd learned along the way, starting from his days at Banks High School, the University of Alabama, and on to the pros. And while he was primarily a backup in the NFL, he credits his Alabama roots for building his character.
I knew that things could change, and Coach Bryant always said, expect the unexpected. And I always went into a game expecting to be able to play, so I prepared that way. And if I didn't hear Coach Bryant say that all the time, I would have just gotten up there going, well, I'm not going to play, and I wouldn't have been prepared.
And of course, both brothers have fond memories of playing in the biggest game of the year.
In the 72 year, we got our punts blocked, and we lost, 17-16. And I remember the bumper sticker said, punt, Bama, punt. Well, the next year in 73, we played them, and Coach Bryant had us fired up, and I was the starting quarterback. And Coach Bryant really was, wanted revenge, and so we ended up winning 35-0. And the bumper sticker said, score, Auburn, score. So I remember that.
Just, you grow up Alabama fan, you can't wait for the Alabama-Auburn game. And that was the game you looked to. It wasn't any other game, and you didn't care what record Auburn had, and didn't care what record we had. It was Alabama-Auburn game. It was bragging rights for a year. And believe me, as you know, and it is true today, whoever wins that game, they talked about it for a year. And as a player, you didn't want to lose that game because that was a long year between, one year to the next. And I was fortunate we never had to deal with that.
Now, the Rutledge brothers are not the only Rutledges to star at Alabama. They credit their athletic talents to their dad, Jack, who played baseball for the Tide.
Jermaine Brown carries inside.